Okay, all right. So everyone have your worksheets with you. We're gonna make sure that you are familiar with ratio. Did you all manage to look through the lesson 23 and look at the video as well as answer the questions? How many of you haven't accessed yet? All accessed already? Did you all take a look at it and look at the videos and the questions? I hope you do. Okay, I'm not going to go through question 1 because most of you got question 1 correct. So I'm going to go right on to question 2. Okay, so for those of you who try to make it, take some time from your busy schedule. Okay, take your time from your busy schedule to go and look through the questions. Okay, all right, let's look at question number 2, where some of you got the answers wrong. Actually, 2 of you. Okay, now for question 2, it says here Arthur has 2 times as many sweets as Benjamin. So that means Arthur compared to Benjamin, Arthur has 2 times as many sweets as Benjamin. Now it says here Caitlin has 3 times as many sweets as Arthur. So between Caitlin and Arthur, Caitlin has 3 times Arthur. Now, for this question, because Arthur is being repeated in each ratio, that means Arthur is the same person, right? So since he is the same person, his ratio cannot, the number of units of sweets that he has cannot be different. The first ratio says 2, the second ratio says 1. So it cannot be different, it must be the same. So how do I make, oh, okay, it's kind of same. How do I make from 1 to 2? How do I make them the same? What do I do? Do I plus 1 or do I times 2? Thank you, Evan. So I have to times 2 here to give me 6:2. Now, it is always good to do this practice of writing the summary so that you don't have to go looking for the answers, okay? Now, Shane is here as well. Okay. Chu, Shuren, and Brian. Okay, Jushan is here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Okay, so what I said just now is to actually write down the summary so that it's easier for you to identify each item so that you don't have to go looking for your answers. So the summary between A, B, and C. A is 2, B is 1, and C is 6. Now, question says, what is the ratio of the number of sweets Caitlin has to the total between Benjamin and Arthur? So what you want is Caitlin is to Benjamin plus Arthur. So we have Caitlin being 6, Benjamin plus Arthur be 3. So the ratio is 2:1. Okay, so that's how we do it. Now, for those of you who are new, just take note, please turn on the cameras. All right. Evan, your answer is for which question? This one? The answer is D. Where your B? Okay. All right. So take note, be careful. Okay, let me see. My camera. Okay, Ken. Jinlong, Caps broken. C, and Skylar. The camera's fixed. If you can't, that's fine, no problem. Okay, so let's look at question number 3. You have 3 people, Jenny, Peter, and Sam shared batteries in the ratio 6:4:9. Okay, now I like the Shane's, is it wallpaper? Okay, now, so the ratio is 6:4:9, and Sam had 72 batteries. So the Sam, which is 9 unit, is 72. So from here, I can find the value of 1 unit, which is equals to value of 1 unit, which is 8. So how many more batteries did Jenny have than Peter? So I'm comparing between Jenny and Peter. So Peter has 4 units and Jenny has 2 units. How many more? This is what you're looking for. So you're looking for 2 units, which is 2 times 8 to give me 16. Okay, all right. Question answer is 16. Question, anyone? Okay, now question 4. What do we have here? So we have Mr. Tan gave some money to Eric and Sean. So Mr. Tan gave to Eric and Sean in the ratio 6 unit is to 7 unit. I can write this way. Or Eric is to Sean 6 is to 7. Okay, so this is what we have. Then what happens? Eric spent half of his money on a folder that cost $6. So from Eric's money, what he did was he spent and he had money left. What did he spend? He spent half of his money. So that's half of 6 units to be 3 units. What is he left with? 3. Okay? And the amount that he spent, which is 3 units, he spent it on a folder that cost $6. So he spent it, that means this 3 unit is $6 on a folder. So we have the value of 1 unit to be 2. So question says, how much money did Sean receive from Mr. Tan? So Sean received how much from Mr. Tan? The 7 unit, or you can say the 7 unit. So he received 7 unit from Mr. Tan, which is 7 times 2 to give me $14. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, anyone has any questions? Question? No. Okay. Ready? So then we have question number 5. What do we have here? We have 2 people, Joseph and Karen, shared a sum of money in the ratio 4:3. That means Joseph is to Karen shared the sum of money in the ratio 4:3. So this is at first. What happened here? After receiving $30 each from their mother. Okay, now, when you receive, each of them received $30, what changed? What had changed? Joseph's money would have increased by $30. They received, right? And Karen's money would have also increased by $30. What other changes do you have here besides Joseph's money increase, Karen's money increase? What else do we have? What else do we know that increase? Chu Xuan. What else do you know that increase besides Joseph's money and Karen's money because they receive from their mother? Yes, Jinlong, besides the ratio change. So what other changes do you have? Now, when you look at a ratio, there are 4 things that can change. Number 1, take note, what are the changes that you can see in a question? Number 1, the item, let's say item A. Okay, let's say the first item It can increase or it can decrease or it can increase. Number 2, the second item also can decrease or it can increase. The third item that you have here that can change would be the total that can decrease or it can also increase. And the fourth item would be the difference that can decrease or it can also increase. Okay, now, so in this case, after receiving $30 from each of their mothers, so Joseph received $30, Karen received $30. So the change will be Joseph's money increase, Karen's money increase. What other things increase? So you look at this. You look at this guide here. What other things increase? Besides the first item, second item, what other things increase? They receive money. Yes, thank you, Shambhavi. Okay, so the total between them would also increase. What will happen? One of them will not change. No change. Which one will have no change? Anyone? Very good, Shambhavi. So the difference, no change. Okay? Can you understand the difference or change? Now, if you can't see this again, I'm going to represent, let's say I have A and B. A has more than B. Then receive, right? So because receive, so I add on. Okay, so the difference is here. For example, this is example. Then both of them add on, let's say $10. Same amount, right? That they receive. So what remains unchanged? What remains unchanged? Say together, difference. Thank you. Okay, now, so in the end, the ratio becomes between J becomes 14:11. And because we say that the difference remain unchanged, right? The difference remain the same. That means the difference in the before and the difference in the after ratio must be the same. So how do I make them the same? That means to make them the same, this difference must be the same. So first common multiple of 1 and 3 is 3. To give me 12, 9, 3. Okay, so from here, what do you notice? What do you notice? Plus 2 units or increase by 2 units. What do you notice about Karen? What do you notice about Karen? Karen also increased by 2 units. So very good. So that means this 2 unit is your $30. So 1 unit is $15. So find the amount of money Joseph had at first. So what does Joseph have at first? Anyone? What does, in terms of units, what does Joseph have at first? Is it 4 units, 12 units, 14 units? What does Joseph have at first? Can you all type your answers, please? How many units does Joseph have at first? Is it 12 units? Is it 14 units? Is it 4 units? Okay, all right. Now, so I see some correct and wrong answers. Okay, now take note. As long as you have made a change in the ratio, you do not use the old ratio. You refer to the new ratio already. Okay, so the amount of money